Hello viewers, this video will describe technically the task 3, the pseudocode which is required to build task 3. The task 3 is about just the calculation of amount to be taken from the user, the one who has parked their car in the parking lot. This is making payments fairer. Customers have complained that sometimes they are being charged too much if they arrive before 1600 hours and depart after 1600. So first thing that you need to understand that task 2 has nothing to do with task 3. Task 3 is a direct extension of task 1. In task 1, the price were being calculated straightforward. In task 3, the way will be different. So the price calculation area, the amount calculation area will be affected only. Before and after that, the whole thing will remain the same. Now, customers have complained that sometimes they are being charged too much if they arrive before 1600 and depart after 1600. Extend task 1 to calculate the price before 1600, then add the evening charge. So we have to have number of hours they stayed in morning hours from 8 to 16 and 8 to 15:59, and evening hours from 16 to midnight. For example, a customer arriving at 14:45 on Sunday and parking for 5 hours was previously being charged 10. So let's see in task 1, if on Sunday someone has arrived at 1400, stayed for 5, and yes, they are being charged for rupees 10. But they say okay, would now be charged 6. So let's see what's happening in task 3. I have entered task 3 over here in our simulator. So they arrived at 14, maximum hours they stayed 5, and yes, they are now being charged 6. Now what's happening if they have arrived at 14, then up to 13, uh, 14, 15, 16, for 2 hours they are charged per hour 2 rupees, and for rest 3 hours they were straightforward charge just 2 rupees. As we know that if someone has arrived 1600 hours on 1600 hours or later, they will only be charged rupees 2 until midnight for any number of hours they stayed. So that is how the price which is now being charged are 6. So let's see first which area in task 1 will be affected for having this task 3 done, and then how we have made it work in task 3. So in task 1, only this area which is calculating the amount is affected. Let's see what is happening. Over here, if someone has arrived after 1600 hour, the amount is flat, which is evening price. Not the number of hours are being charged, it's only the evening which is being charged at the flat rate of 2. But if they have arrived before 1600 hours, then if they have arrived on Sunday, the price is 2. If they have arrived on Saturday, then price is 3. On any other day, the price is 10. And then we charge amount how? By multiplying price that we have just calculated 10, 3 or 2 by the number of stay hours. So if stay hours are 6 or 8, they are being charged straightforward by the amount per hour. Achha. Now this particular part, when it gets to task 3, first we would have to look how many hours we stayed or they stayed in between 8 and 15:59, and how many hours they stayed afterwards. So afterward hours, no matter how many they are, they will only be charged 2, and before it they will be charged for the price which is just uh, uh, which we have decided as per the day. So let's see how the whole thing is happening over there. So first of all, we have to have a calculation of number of hours in morning and number of hours in evening. So we would have to have two more variables, morning hours and evening hours. They both will be the integer type. Integer means whole number type. And then we will be um, um, deciding for morning price. So let's see, morning hours and evening hours will be initialized at 0. So we are now seeing if arrival hour is greater than 16, then evening hour is equal to stay hours. So if they have arrived after 1600, whatever the number of hours they stayed will be evening, whereas morning hours will remain 0. We have not touched evening hours. So if discount that was decided earlier, if it's true, then the discount rate will be 50%, because it is said that on any given day, the discount rate for evening is always 50%. If they have arrived before 1600 hours, then, sorry, if the departure hour was calculated before it. So when they entered that, when our user entered that how many hours they stayed, we have already found out that what was the departure hour. So departure hour is equal to arrival hour plus number of hours stay. This was the part of our um, uh, validation for maximum stay hours, that departure hour is calculated. That's why we were able to tell that if the departure hour is greater than midnight, we were not validating it. So departure hour is already calculated before it. So departure, how the departure hour was calculated: arrival hour, the time they have arrived, the hour they have arrived, plus the number of hours they stayed. So now the departure hour, if their departure hour is before 16, it means all of the hours that they stayed were the morning hours. So that's why both we have made both morning and evening hours 0. If the departure hour is before 16, evening hour will remain 0 and morning hour will become the number of hours they stayed. So if the discount that we have already checked earlier is true, then a 10% discount will be applied. Now, in case, which is actually the major part for task 3, if they have arrived before 6 and their departure hour is after 16, if they have arrived before 16 and their departure hour is after 16 or on 16, then now the calculation will be fairer as per the task 3. Now we would have to first calculate how many morning hours they stayed. So for morning hours they stayed 16 minus arrival hour. So if someone has arrived at 14, 16 minus 14 will be 2. So 2 hours they stayed in morning. And evening hours will be calculated, whatever the number of hours they stayed, if we subtract morning hours from them, leftover would be the evening hours. So evening hours are already calculated. Now we have got 3 scenarios. If they have arrived after 16, then there will be no morning hours, all the hours will be evening hours. If they have arrived before 16, there will be no evening hour and all the hours they stayed for were morning hours. Now if this is the third scenario, which actually is for task 3. The concern for task 3 is when they have arrived before 16 and they are leaving after 16. So we have to calculate how many hours they stayed in the morning and how many hours they stayed in the evening. So for the number of morning hours, we have to subtract arrival hours from 16. If they have arrived at 14, 16 minus 14 will become 2. So 2 hours they have stayed in morning. And whatever the number of hours they stayed for minus morning hours will become evening hours. So evening hours, no matter how many they are, they will only be charged for 2. Whereas morning hours will be charged per hour as per the day. If it is Sunday, they'll be charged for morning hours per hour with 2 rupees. If it is Saturday, they will be charged for morning hours per hour for 3 rupees, and for rest of the day they will be charged for rupees 10 per hour. So in this check, in this conditional check, we have determined that how many morning hours and evening hours they stayed. Afterwards, now we are calculating morning price as we have evening price, and evening price is a constant. It is fixed at 2. Morning hours we have to now calculate. If someone has arrived on Sunday and they have arrived, or they have arrived before 1600, sorry, after 1600, if they have arrived on Sunday or after 1600, their morning price is equal to evening price. So evening price is a constant, which is 2. So if they have come on Sunday, then for every hour they will be charged 2. If it is Saturday, then morning price is 3, and evening price we know that it is 2. And if they have arrived on any other day other than Sunday and Saturday, then the morning price is 10. So after this conditional check, we know that how many hours they stayed in morning and how many hours they stayed in evening. And after this extension of conditional checks, now we know that what is the charge for morning hours. Now we will multiply morning hours by morning price plus evening price. We are not concerned for the number of hours they stayed in evening, because no matter how many hours or how less hours they stayed in the evening, they will be straightforward charge for 2. Whereas our concern was morning hours. So morning hours will be multiplied by morning price, whatever the morning price here that we have calculated. If it is Sunday, then it is 2. And if it is Saturday, then it is 3. On any other day, it is 10. So since morning hours we have already calculated, they will be multiplied by morning price plus evening price, which is 2. And meanwhile, we have already checked the discount rate. If someone has arrived after 1600 hours, discount rate is 50%. If they have arrived before 1600 hours, then their discount rate would be 0.9. And if they have arrived on if they have arrived before 1600 and they are leaving after 1600, nothing is mentioned. So we assume that the if they have arrived before 1600, or they will be given 0.9, I mean 10% discount whatsoever, because it is written in there. It is said that a discount of 50% is available for arrival times from 1600 to midnight. The discount is 10% at all other arrival times. So even if they are being charged differently for morning hours and differently for evening hours, but their discount still depends on the half of the day they arrived in. If they have arrived in morning hours between 8 and 15:59, no matter they would have stayed over 1600 hours, they will still be given only 10% discount. That is what is happening over here. So then a round function is applied so that to bring this decimal part of the price with 2 decimals. So that is how it is working. Let's check it again. The day is Sunday. The day is Sunday. Someone has arrived at 14 as per this example over here. They stayed for 5 hours and there is no discount card with them. So they are being charged 6 for 2 hours before 1600 from 14 to 16, and for 3 hours which they stayed in evening, they were only charged 2. So for 2 hours with the rate of 2, it has become 4, and 2 rupees for evening hours, no matter those evening hours were 3. So that is what is making payments fairer. So that's about it. This is simple technical discussion for uh, task 3 viewers. Students, if you would have any questions regarding this, please do ask those questions in your respective WhatsApp group or Facebook group, or in comments underneath this video. I am also uploading pseudocode, Visual Basic Code and Python code for this task 3, along with the links for simulator and other tasks in description of this video. So this was the last video for the technical discussion for the task. And after some time, I will be uploading a video regarding possible questions which may come out of these 3 tasks. So until then, thank you very much. Do let me know if there is anything, any question, any complexity that you feel understanding these tasks. I hope that such type of technical discussion would be enough for you. And if you like to ask questions, please do that. Thank you very much.